Before we get started, I wanted to show you that this system works by showing you the results of our real campaign. So here is one sales campaign we did for X27 services. So let's see some real examples, all from 1 month, all from companies that could afford to pay our client. So here you go. Here's a response from Twitch, booking a meeting with our sales guy, Austin. Here's a response from Monster Energy Drink. And here is VPG and more. These are the results from only 300 cold emails that we sent. And we talk about that in Cold Email University. We closed them following the exact same process in Agency Growth Masterclass. And it really works. That's what I wanted to show you, is that it really works. We've generated 7 figures using the exact stuff we're talking about here. This isn't a theory course, this is a practice course. So stick around, put in the work, follow the course, and you're going to be impressed by the results that you're able to achieve. Let's do this. As we go through the first module, it's very important that we cover some things to remember before starting your agency. So, you're ready to start an agency, and here are a few things to know before we dive into the content of this course. It's going to be a lot of work, right? It's not going to be easy. Building a business takes time and work. This isn't going to be some kind of plug-and-play system where you're making $1 million a day overnight. We're not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to teach you something that's actually going to set your life up for success. We're not in this business to get you quick results. We're going to show you what works. I'm going to expect you to put in a lot of work, and if you put in the work, you're going to succeed. And we've seen this success hundreds and hundreds of times now. If people are willing to put in the work and take the time and be patient with the system, it does work. So, another thing to know is always keep an eye on your cash flow. Not every day, every month, or every year is going to be the same, so you have to plan your cash flow with an agency very closely. Meaning, don't go into debt to start your agency. Don't pay a freelancer before the client pays you. There's a few things that we're going to cover, etc. like that. Another thing around that is know your numbers. So whether it's sales or key performance indicators or revenue or profit, knowing your numbers will help you plan and prepare. You're also going to look after good people, which means whether it's clients or employees or freelancers, it's hard to find great people. So if you find great people, take good care of them, pay them well, treat them right, and hopefully they stick around for the long term. An agency is just a collection of people. This isn't software. This isn't something that exists without the people behind it. There's no tools or anything, like there's some documentation, but really an agency is a collection of good people. So if you can get in that habit of looking after the people that work for you, then you will succeed as an agency. Another thing to keep in mind is go for the moon. Always focus on pushing the envelope. You can always make more money than the month before. You can always drive your revenue higher than it is right now. There's no limit to the amount of money you can make. There's no limit to the amount of success you can have. The only limit is what you have inside of your heart. Your limit is your goal, so set your goal higher. For pricing and for the type of clients you're working with, always try to do better. Always try to continue increasing your price and the size of your company because there's no limit. Another thing to keep in mind is get help when you need it. No one can be great at everything, so when you don't know something, get help. And actually, we have a private community as part of this course you get access to in our Facebook group. Go in that Facebook group, ask as many questions as you want. Our team's in there, I'm in there, and our other students are in there. So we can all work together to grow our agencies. If there's any roadblocks, if there's any questions, if you have a success, you want to share your success, that's the spot to do it. Head on over to Facebook, sign up for that community. You should have already got a link for it, and we're all in there talking. So come on in, join the community. You can do that right now. I'll give you a second to do that. Now, next thing, don't give up or think about it. Don't even think about giving up. Know why you started and keep at it if things get tough. I know some of these times it's going to be tough, especially as we get through the Cold Email University modules and you're up all night writing first lines for 9 hours, all right? Just know that that's the tough part, and then the reward is after you send those emails and you close $10,000 in those 9 hours, and you're like, oh, I made over $1,000 an hour. But it doesn't seem like it in the moment. It only seems like it looking back. So that's why. Don't give up or think about it, because looking back, you're succeeding, even if it doesn't feel like you're succeeding right in the moment. As long as you're putting in the work, right? If you're playing video games or something, you're probably not succeeding in the moment. But that's not what we're teaching in this course. Next thing, be organized. Be organized. Have a schedule for everything from what you're working on to what you're going to work on. Treat it like a job with higher stakes. I'm always surprised how much of a harder time people have working on their own business than working in a job, when mentally it should be exactly the same. If you have a task today to do for your own business, it should be exactly the same as if your boss told you to do a task for work today. If your boss told you to do a task, you'd do it, right? No questions, there wouldn't be procrastination, there wouldn't be anything. You'd just do the task because you're going to get fired if not. So you need to think about that for your own stuff exactly the same. If you don't do the task, maybe you're going to get fired. Add some stakes and do the work you say you're going to do. That's the biggest thing that's changed my life, is trusting myself and doing the work that I say I was going to do. If you can do that, you're already 99% of the way there, because most people aren't doing anything that they say they're going to do, ever. Next thing is, don't chase the next big thing. Avoid shiny object syndrome. There'll be some new tool, some new technique launching every day. You might see a Facebook ad while you're running this course and then join another course and start working on that and then maybe come back to this in 7 months, etc. Don't do that. Don't get distracted. Keep working at one thing. Succeed at one thing. Make some money online first. Make some money. Then maybe work on the next skill, etc. But don't chase the next big thing. No course is going to be a magic bullet. The thing that's a magic bullet is you working on the actual course that you purchased, that you joined. So follow this course, work on this course, make your first $1, make your first 10,000, make your first 100,000, then maybe learn another skill. But honestly, at that point, you're going to be fine. You won't need another course. That's the goal. You won't need another course after this. Another thing to keep in mind is know your worth. You are great at what you do and deserve to be paid well. So do not balk at charging $10,000 for something, or charging $100,000 a year for something, or charging $1 million for something. You're worth it, and if you're not worth it, increase your skills to be worth it. Do not lower your price to match your current skills. Now, with that being said, let's continue on to the next part of Agency Growth Masterclass.